How we doing, guys? How's your weekend going so far? Mine is going alright. This is my preview video for WWE Summerslam 2011. But before we get to that, I have to send a quick thank you out to all of you, new subscribers and old. I said a couple videos ago that for the 1-year anniversary of this channel, I hope to reach 50 subs by SummerSlam. We have beaten that by leaps and bounds. We are now going into SummerSlam with 60, and I appreciate every single last one of you. Questions are starting to roll in for my very first Q&A to celebrate that landmark, which will happen sometime after SummerSlam. If you guys want to get your questions in for the Q&A, you know, put a comment down in the link in the bottom. I can take them on my main page. I can take them in my inbox. Whatever. When I reach somewhere between 10 and 20 is when I'll do it. I'm not gonna, you know, do one question here, one question there. I don't think that will have the entertainment value of waiting until I have a good handful and going from there. Thank you to those of you who have contributed so far. I will not be leaving any out unless somebody sends me some stupid ridiculousness and hater crap. Anyways, moving on, we have SummerSlam this Sunday, and we don't know a lot about this card, do we? Some okay matches and the one match that everybody's talking about, but from what's here, let's go through it. Divas Championship match between Kelly and Beth Phoenix. Now, gut reaction is this is a Divas match, so I will be going to the bathroom at that point for a break. Now, having said that, I hope Beth Phoenix wins, because this heel turn that she and Natalya have done to take both Divas divisions on both shows by storm and get rid of the Barbie dolls and bring back some actual wrestling will be beautiful if WWE sticks with it. My concern with that is that if we're only going to have real women's wrestling in WWE from now on and get rid of the Barbie dolls, it's going to be Beth Phoenix and Natalya eventually facing each other all the time, and everybody else will be left in battered pieces. I can't help but think that this would have been done by karma if she hadn't had the family situation that she's having now, and of course we wish her the best in all of her family endeavors. But the mantle has been taken up by Beth Phoenix and Natalya. I love it if it works. I'm going into this with very, very tentative anticipation. So that's that. I really hope Beth Phoenix beats Kelly. Daniel Bryan versus Wade Barrett. Now, this is a funny one, right? Because here's two guys that were treated completely opposite by the WWE. Wade got pushed to the moon as soon as he got there, and I think that's why the people like me that couldn't stand him at the time. He has now taken the Sheamus route, where he had that big push, he had that big, you know, jaunt into the main event scene. Now he's come back down, and he's working his way up slowly. So it's, you know, for lack of a better term, it's, as far as the fans are concerned, it's Wade Barrett round 2. Let's try it again, you know, gradually this time. And then you've got Daniel Bryan, who has slowly come along and sort of snuck up on all of us and got Money in the Bank. Now, as far as how this match is going to go, obviously Daniel Bryan is going to make Wade Barrett look like $1 million. Not that Wade Barrett's a bad wrestler, but he's not the greatest on SmackDown by a long shot, is he? I can't see Daniel Bryan losing this, and it's the same thing with if Alberto Del Rio gets tossed in a match sometime between now and Sunday. I can't see them doing anything detrimental to their Money in the Bank winners, because then right, Wade Barrett's never been a champion, right? And if he beats Daniel Bryan, and then Daniel Bryan goes and beats whoever the champion is, Randy Orton or something like that, doesn't that indicate that Wade Barrett could have beaten them at any time and just didn't, which doesn't make a scrap of sense, does it? Daniel Bryan's got to go in looking strong, with that Money in the Bank briefcase, so that when he decides to cash it in at WrestleMania or whenever he decides to do it, we can look forward to the match and think that it's going to be decent. If we sit here and say, hey, this is this guy, here's this little guy that got scrapped by Wade Barrett, how the hell do we expect to believe that he's going to have a title run? It's all for naught, isn't it? Yeah, Daniel Bryan, I really can't see it going any other way, unless there's like massive interference, unless, wouldn't it be awesome if Miz came over from Raw, all pissed off that he didn't have a match at SummerSlam, and started something with Daniel Bryan again? I mean, it would be cross-promotion between Raw and SmackDown, which is annoying, and Michael Cole would sit there and have a heart attack and go jerk off in the corner because The Miz is there. But it would be an interesting little side story. I'm a very upset wrestling fan that Miz is not on the card. He's one of the more entertaining guys they have right now. Sort of, CM Punk, and then you've got The Miz. Alright, so now that I've rambled the hell out of that, Daniel Bryan's going to beat Wade Barrett, in my opinion. Sheamus versus Mark Henry. I don't know what to say about this one, because neither one of these guys can really afford to lose. Sheamus is in the middle of an absolutely amazing face turn, and the crowd has his back 110%. But if he's going to have sort of a David and Goliath type match with Mark Henry's really only put 2 or 3 people on the reserve. That's not really much of a terrorizing tear, is it? So, yeah, if Sheamus comes in and beats Mark Henry when Kane couldn't do it, when Kane the Big Monster couldn't do it, and Big Show the Big Giant couldn't do it, doesn't that not only squashes Mark Henry, but that squashes any integrity that Kane or the Big Show has as well, doesn't it? In one fell swoop. But if Mark Henry beats Sheamus, it's going to cut any momentum that Sheamus's amazing face right now, and that would be sad. Gonna have another moment of I was wrong. When people first started mentioning to me, they really, really wish Sheamus would do a face turn, they really wish Sheamus would do a face turn, I still didn't have much time for Sheamus to begin with, let alone care much what they did with him, but I didn't care about him, so he frustrated me. So however he was being booked on television, whether it was face or heel, he's heel to me because he's frustrated because I don't care. Now that I see this upswing in Sheamus's face turn, and you can tell on the guy's face when he's in the ring, he's enjoying it more. So I can be happy for him in a way, and it's working in a way that I didn't think it would. So I was wrong. There you go. I'm gonna say Sheamus is gonna win this, because I mean, either guy loses by losing this match, but Sheamus has a lot more to lose going into it, so that's that. World Heavyweight Championship match, no holds barred. Christian versus Randy Orton. I didn't really know what to think about this match until I finished watching SmackDown a couple of minutes ago, and Christian comes out and basically says, no holds barred. I've got all the cards in my favor. Haha. So there's going to be an Orton screwjob. I'm pretty sure of it, which is fine, because I mean, we've all seen Orton. I'm a fan of Orton. Orton doesn't need a belt to be big, though. Christian is at that point where he just got the belt for the first time, and that belt is making him big right now. If Orton gets screwed over, like I say, I'm not going to cry about it, because Orton doesn't need the belt to be big. He's at that point. So yeah, my prediction is Christian for that, for sure. John Cena versus CM Punk. If anybody... I was gonna say this another way, but I don't want to say it that way, because WWE has done some stupid shit in the past. But if John Cena wins this match, then the WWE has a deadly case of rectal cranial inversion and need to pull their head out of their ass. My God, nothing about John Cena winning this match would make sense. John Cena, for all intents and purposes, has a paper championship. He was beaten for the legitimate championship by CM Punk. Everybody appreciated it because it was a legitimate victory, not only for CM Punk, but for every single WWE fan that's sick of the bullshit that they've been doing and sick of John Cena. So if CM Punk does not win this match, on Sunday. It's as if WWE is coming to each and every one of our homes and each and every one of our front doors and saying, yeah, all the excitement you felt, all the vindication you felt after years of putting up with Cena, we don't care. It wasn't real. We're officially disowning the real WWE Championship, and this paper championship is going to stay on John Cena, and y'all can go fuck yourself. That's what WWE will be saying to you, me, and everybody else watching that show on Sunday if Cena wins. I'm going to be... It's just wrestling. It's just television, and I get that, and I'm not trying to come off like a psychotic here. I'm going to be legitimately angry if Cena wins this match on Sunday. Because Cena doesn't need it. Everybody keeps saying that Cena is going to have the title going into Mania versus The Rock, which would be pointless. It would really, really, really be pointless. In a way, Cena, in the way that Cena Rock is big, it doesn't need a belt. And don't waste a belt on a match where we already know who's going to win. It breaks my heart to say it, but if anybody thinks Rock is going to beat Cena at Mania, you're kidding yourself. They're going to put that big, heavy boost behind Cena because he's the one that's sticking around. It's the same as WrestleMania 18, which I was at in Skydome. I've got the pictures and everything else and the tickets hanging around somewhere in this mess. I was there, and if anybody ever thought that Hogan was going to beat The Rock that night, they were delusional, because they're going to put the boost, they're going to put the power, they're going to put that ultimate push behind the one that's staying. And unfortunately for you, me, and everybody else, that's John Cena. Live with it. Or, CM Punk could botch and, take him out, and we would all look the other way. I'm not a good person for saying shit like that. But, it makes a difference, doesn't it? There's a difference between having somebody like Cena, who the brass or the head office or whoever has decided should be champion, and a champion that the crowd has made, that the audience has made. Take a look at, what would be a good example? Rock, when he was a heel, when everybody couldn't stand him, versus somebody like Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels could go out and give you a 5-star match, whether there was a belt on the line or not. And Shawn Michaels could make you feel like the World Championship was on the line, even if it wasn't, in a match, if that makes sense. Cena, 5 moves of doom, comes out in this and that and the next thing. And you can't talk about Cena and CM Punk without talking about CM Punk and Triple H. Because the next thing I want to talk about, my prediction is Punk is going to win. Like, if you haven't figured that out already. My thought is, though, can anybody deny that Punk, Cena, Triple H is this generation's Austin, Rock, McMahon? The only thing wrong with that, the only thing that makes it not work, is that Cena's face. The only way a face like Punk works, and the terminology that's been thrown around is that Punk is an Austin face. He's the good guy without being a good guy. And putting somebody like that up against another good guy doesn't work. It makes it confusing. It almost sounds like the announcers don't know who to be behind. And Triple H, for everything that he contributes to WWE, both in the ring and behind the scenes, will never be as insane. And I don't think any character you can think of would be as insane as Vince McMahon was in the heat of the Austin McMahon rivalry. It's not going to happen. I mentioned it in a video a little while ago. This match did not need a special referee. Punk Cena, that story is awesome. The only thing they could do to make it better, oh my god, wouldn't it be great if this is the exact moment that John Cena turns heel? If John Cena turns heel, any last holdouts that weren't behind Punk before, that door would slam shut, and CM Punk could be pushed to the moon if WWE got its head out of its ass and stopped sucking John Cena's dick. Oh yes. So, predictions for SummerSlam, now that I've gotten that all out of my system. Beth Phoenix better beat Kelly Kelly. Daniel Bryan better beat Wade Barrett. Sheamus better beat Mark Henry. Christian better beat Randy Orton, as much as I like Orton, like I said. And I can't see any logical explanation for John Cena having that belt after Sunday other than the WWE has its head up its ass and is so afraid to move Cena out of that top spot. The other thing that would be friggin' brilliant, and I can't take credit for this at all, even though I do agree, and I have been thinking things along this line for a long time. I listened to Mark R. Pearson's SummerSlam Thoughts video just a little while ago, and what he says is absolutely true. I would love to see CM Punk win this match on Sunday, come into Raw on Monday carrying the real spinner belt, the fake spinner belt that Cena's been carrying around for a while, and I love that. Dump them both in a fucking garbage can and come out with a real belt. It doesn't have to be one of the old belts. It doesn't have to be, you know, a belt like the World Heavyweight title, because it could be time to introduce something new. But the you know, John Cena rapper spinner, you know, pimp my championship belt, it needs to go, doesn't it? Especially for somebody like CM Punk, who's so the opposite of John Cena. To be carrying what's more or less John Cena's belt would be fucking ridiculous. They have a perfect opportunity here to make that transition, have a real belt, and have a real wrestler holding it. Yes, Triple H, Vince McMahon, Stephanie, whoever else makes the decisions. Yes, have a wrestling belt and have a wrestler hold it. This is what your company needs to do. Anyways, that's the end of that. I'm going to let you guys know right now some of the things that are coming up on this channel in the next couple of weeks. Obviously, Sunday there's going to be the SummerSlam review. There's going to be my typical Raw review, you know, fallout from SummerSlam. There's going to be my Q&A as soon as people give me enough questions for the Q&A. And there's going to be a project that I'm working on right now. Excuse me for leaning away from the microphone. I don't even know if you can hear me, but there's a project I'm working on right now, and it's Spaz's master plan to revamp the WWE. I'm having a lot of fun with this. I hope it turns out as well as I'm trying to make it turn out. Anyways, I think that's it, guys. And, you know, it's 2 a.m. It's time for me to go to bed. Subscribe up there. Talk down there. I need more questions for the Q&A. Start that conversation. I will talk to you guys Sunday. Bye-bye.